Alright, so we're finally back to where we were. The cooling system's in the thing. It's actually holding coolant this time. Hoses are hooked up. I stole the wires, the HEI wires off the Buick out of the Trans Am over here. So I got some plug wires that will stay in place now. As far as I can tell, all my checks are done. I've got coolant in there, should have fuel. I'm going to pour some fuel in that carburetor, prime it to start it up. Everything's hooked up, headers are hooked up, the exhaust I built is hooked up. All the wiring is ready, so when this thing fires up I should be able to fire it. I've got a timing light hooked up, set the timing, and bring it up to around 2,000 RPM to start breaking that cam in. And get back to where we were 3 or 4 days ago before I had to pull that engine out, change head gaskets, and redo all that work. So this will be an actual first start attempt video where I didn't start it up first and then make sure it all worked okay and then turn the cameras on and then go start it up and say, oh wow, yep, but look, it actually worked, what a surprise. I have no idea if this thing's going to start, no idea if it has spark. I'm going to pour some fuel in the carb, hope that it kind of kicks off here. And then the distributor's set loose enough to where I can twist it a little bit if I need to. So I don't have 12 volts coming out of the ignition. I think it's the reduced 5.5 volts or whatever it is for that old Ford coil. This HEI requires 12 volts, so I just had an old battery lead that I'm just going to use as, it's actually fused. I'm just going to use this as my on-off switch and put it on the battery and take it off to kill it. I'm going to use a power probe to hit the starter solenoid and start it. Kind of wing it. Timing light's hooked up, so hopefully as soon as it starts it's full of water and everything. Just trying to remember if I've hooked everything up and checked everything. So as soon as it starts I'll have to go check it for leaks, obviously. Well, it rolls over. I was kind of concerned with the compression that the starter wouldn't kick it over, so I'll hook some power up to the coil now, and it's confirmed it's in neutral. I triple checked to make sure it's in neutral like 3 or 4 times, just so I didn't start it and have it tractor over me here. Oops. Seems like our timing's a little bit off there. Because it's backfiring at the carb, it's too advanced. We'll try to retard it a little bit here. Now I'm guessing I have no fuel in it. Oh yeah. That should flood it out. Well, we got some fuel coming up here. It looks like, 'cause I got a leak here at the carb. I'll go check this real quick. Oh. Why is it backfiring? In it, I guess. Oh gosh, why is it doing this? Alright, so as much as this thing's backfiring and coughing out the carb and everything, I'm going to just go back and double check to make sure this thing's doesn't have the distributor 180 out. So bring number 1 up on the compression stroke. I just pulled the number 1 plug here, and the coil is currently off this time. Okay, so it's coming up on compression now. It's blowing air out of that hole. Alright, so now it's probably 5 or 6 degrees past top dead center. We know it's on the compression stroke. Huh. Well, great. 180 out there, dumbass. So you can see here that the engine is just past top dead center on number 1, and my distributor's over here when it should be pointing at this number 1 pin, which is around here somewhere. Oh, dumb. I must have spun this thing at some point in time when we were checking it and making sure everything was set okay. Ooh. So remember that pink mark I put on the distributor? Sorry, all the wires in the way. There's a pink mark right here where my finger is that was supposed to line up with this, the leading edge of this rotor. You know, we're past top dead center now, so if anything, we want to back it up a little bit to get like 12 degrees before. Yeah, we'll try somewhere in there. I'm guessing that'll make a pretty big difference. Okay. Okay, we'll try this again. It might help to put some power to the actual distributor so it gets spark. Whoops. So 2 of my plug wires just worked their way off over here. It's probably not good. So let's try to start this thing back up here. There's 20 minutes on the cam brake in. I turned it back down to idle here. Seems like it's kind of angry about the idle. 500 RPM. Might go to 600. 605. Well, the damn thing seems to run pretty smooth, like way smoother than I was even expecting. Once I got the timing dialed in, it seems like it's pretty happy. It's running a good smooth temperature. You just saw that I shut it off, started it back up hot, fired right up. So timing has to be close. With that larger cam in there, I added some more initial timing. This distributor's not pulling in a whole lot of timing. I'm going to check and see if this vacuum canister is adjustable, and I might tweak the timing a little bit so that I can run a little bit less initial timing and have it pull in a tad more timing under vacuum. But I don't know, it seems like it just doesn't throw in a whole lot of timing under actual mechanical timing. So anyway, I'll kind of let it cool off here. I'll go in and get some lunch and then come back out, check it for leaks. I've got a gasket leak underneath this valve cover here where it's dripping like right in the center. And so it drips right out on the header, and every once in a while you see that puff of smoke over there come out. So I'll have to figure out how to, I tried to tighten the bolt while it was running and breaking in. That didn't really seem to affect it. I took a piece of wood and put it on the center of that valve cover on the lip there and hit it. And that didn't seem to slow it down a whole lot. So I might go back and put some sealant on there, or try to find some of you guys suggested weather strip sealing. I might try to put a bead of that around the bottom or of that valve cover there, keep it from dripping occasionally. Other than that, I don't see anything coming out of the floor, but so far, very, very impressed, very happy with it. All right, take this thing out on the road, just for a real quick test drive. No hood, rough tune. This should be fun. Roll into it in first gear, it just takes off. I didn't think it'd be quite that rowdy.